Hi, welcome. Uh, welcome. So today's topic is going to be about how do you fast track wealth? How do you fast track it? So I'm going to describe a little bit different than what a lot of people are doing. So it's not going to be in the same way. But I found that everything in my life has given me what I wanted by doing this. And some people talk about it, but a lot of people, they just say, have a goal, write about it. Everything's very physical and traditional. And I'm going to say that has never worked for me. What's worked, that plays a part once you kind of are going through it, but it doesn't really, it's not the thing that's helped me. So what I'm trying to say is the things that have helped me. Now, it's not like you can just turn it on. It's not like, okay, it's a little slow today, so, let's fast track this. Things take time, and they are usually on the big things or they're themed. So for example, I'll just give you something that happened very recently. Is I really wanted, I wanted to make money, and I wasn't sure how. So I had put that desire out there that this is what was important to me. I want to manifest money, and I wasn't sure how. So, but not money, really. I wanted to manifest wealth. I was kind of thinking about my future and concerned about my future, and I was like, how can I manifest some wealth? And so what I did was, it took me a long time to kind of, whenever you try to explore ways, let me try this at the store, let me make money, let me stay back, let me work harder. I mean, I can't work any harder. Let me do this, let me do that, let me discount, let me this. Nothing really worked. And what worked for me, because that's all like physical stuff, that's like forcing. That's a forcing, forcing helped, we'll all be rich, because we can easily pick up something and force it. But what's helping me, it's not just money, it's what's helping me gain things that I really want, was the sheer desire. So when there's desire, when you really, really want something, I mean like, Jesus, I want this, kind of really hard, real full on. It could be a help me crisis desire, or it could be really passionate, but it's this feeling that there is nothing else but that. It's written in your mind, in your heart, and it's that you want. And when you couple that with belief, like Abraham Hicks always says, I like Abraham Hicks, always says, you don't need belief, but it helps. If the desire is strong, you don't need belief. And yes, that's true. Some things are very hard. Like, I'll give you an example. But you got to have some type of belief that you can go that route. Even if you can't achieve it, but you can go that route. So for example, I really wanted to get a house. I was living in a house, but it was really big, and the bills were really high, and I just didn't, I don't need all this space. My child loves it. My child loves to ransack every room and make it his play area, but I didn't want all that space. It was so much room. I had to clean more, and it was costing me a lot. I couldn't afford to stay there. And so, and I just felt like there was bad voodoo there. I always felt like there was a lot of stuck negative energy there, and I just wasn't really into it. And my partner was like, oh, let's make this nice, and let's fix this, and let's fix that. And, to make it like ours and, comfortable. But I just wasn't feeling it. I just wanted a different space. So I had decided that that place wasn't, and I really wanted to get another place. And I honed in on what I wanted. I didn't really like the fact that I could smell like mildew every year for half the year in certain rooms when it rained. I didn't like, there were certain things about it that it showed its age and it needed a lot of fixing and update. And I just didn't want to be there anymore. And even my partner said, oh, we can fix all this stuff, but like the damage, the impressions were made on me, and I just wasn't feeling it. Didn't want it. And on the other hand, I had started watching things like, invest, get a property, and maybe look towards renting something. I'm like, I don't know if I can afford that. And so there was always a desire of at least opening my mind for maybe looking to purchase something. And so I was like, let me try. And so I watched a video and I got motivated so much that I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to try. There's always, everything I was watching, everything I was doing, it just come to that moment in time where I felt compelled. There was a pull. It didn't make sense. Like, Ryan was trying to fix the place, so that, was a lot of the problems about the thing, house being a little old, and it was close to everything. It was close to my older kids, my daughter. It was close to the schools that we wanted to put my little man in. So it really, nothing made sense except for the desire that was speaking to me, that was pulling me that way. And so if there's a desire, if there's a pull, even if nothing makes sense in the world, but you are like really kind of, I'd really like something nicer. I'd really like something smaller so I can afford it. I don't like the neighborhood. Nobody says hi. Well, they think we're dramatic or whatever. I don't like being on the corner lot. I got really scared all the time. If my little man would be in the front yard, I'd always yell at him, don't go on the road, don't go on the road, really fearful all the time. And just as the general, even being at the backyard, I was always, I hope, because cars would go so fast that they would hit into other cars or houses or fences. And I'd always get scared someone's going to run him over in the backyard. And it's a great location, and it's kind of like my dream home, It reached the peak of what we could afford. And, but there was this pull that just said, I want a different life. I want more of a peaceful life. I want peaceful neighbors. I want peaceful environment. I want to hear the birds. I want clean air. I mean, I would go out once a week, and I'm not sure I could smell chemicals. People were spraying really early in the morning, and so I really am starting out, because I literally, I don't know where half the video went. Anyway, so where I was, so I started looking. I was like, let me have a look what's out there. I remember my partner had said, let's go out this way and a little further out, and there's some nice places there, and I always dismissed it. And but I always trusted him in he's a local, so I always trusted in his ability to know the area and what was okay, what was not. And I just wanted to get out of the place, but I didn't really want to be in Virginia Beach. I didn't want to go to Virginia Beach. I didn't want to stay out in the Chesapeake area. I just wanted to, like, I wasn't happy there. And I mean, it was like literally my dream place. I mean, when I first got it, I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. Oh, this is like my dream house. I made it. But it wasn't that awesome. I mean, it was really old. It smelled like mildewy mold half the year. I had anxiety most of the time I was there. Maybe that had to do with it. I don't know. Just everything was old, and I didn't like it. And everything that my partner had done just kind of made it worse. I didn't really like it. And it was really expensive. I mean, the bills were like $400, $500 for just electric. Just, we didn't do anything special, just electric. Like, I took down the electric most of the time because it was so high. And all the bills, not just electric. And it was something like, I can't afford to be here. I can't, it's not my home. I can't retire here. I can't get old here. I mean, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna have a business all the time. What am I gonna do? I can't afford here. I don't wanna live with strangers, just to rent out rooms, you know, or a room. So in my heart, it wasn't for me. And so I just secretly in my head, not secretly, I just didn't share it with anyone. I kind of toyed in my head with the idea of, I want something else. I'm not happy here. I wasn't enjoying my life, not, you know, there. And so I thought, you know what, let me just have a look. Let me have a look. And I saw something and I thought, okay. So I went, let me have a look at the bank. Let me just check. And I started with a guy and he was really nice. And then my realtor just basically said, hey, well, you can only do business with these. They're better for you if you go direct with the builder, and let's do that. And I was like, gee whiz. And so I did. I went there. I trusted. I just followed the flow. I followed the flow. First rule. I went with the flow. I didn't go, hey, piss off. This is, you know, this is my life. I found someone. I just went with the flow. And then the guy looked at my finances, and apparently I was too poor and I wasn't making enough. And he said, there's nothing here to work with. We can't give you any money. You don't have, you know, or we can give you way less. Well, I can't buy a house with way less. You know, I don't need a car, I need a house. So he said no. And do you look at that and say no? Because that's doubt. That's what doubt looks like. That's doubt. Doubt is waving in my face. Woo, lady. Woo, lady. No, you don't have money. You're broke. You're broke. And I was like, oh. So I'm like, you know what? I have nothing to lose because I know about creation, right? I've listened to Abraham Hicks once or twice, and I'm just going to go with it. I have nothing to lose. I'm living in a house. I'm not on the street. So I'm like, let me go back to the guy that I liked initially and let me try with him. Except now I learned that I have to be more strategic. I can't just spew all my information. I can't trauma dump all my information on somebody and expect them to be there for me. No. So I decided to keep my mouth closed and just give him information that he requested. Anything else was too much. So I had decided to do that. Okay. So then I went through the process, and I was like, every step of the way was, they were gonna call me and say, nope, 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 nope. Because doubt had showed itself to me. But I decided to ignore doubt with action and go with the flow anyway. And follow my dream, my desire, because I'm the creator. So what I had done is I just kept going. And then they asked me for a commitment. You need to put down $1,000. Everything's good. You look good. You just need to put down $1,000. And if you don't get the loan, you're going to lose that money. There's nothing you can do about it. You need to put that down. But the only place I could afford was the one I really wanted, which was this new little itty bitty house out in Whoop Whoop, which is what I wanted. It was perfect for me. I want to get chickens. I want to say hi to the birds. I moved in a few days ago, and there's a bird having a baby in the little house under the front door. How beautiful. A mama feels so safe by the frequency of the house and what we offer. She's laying a nest right there, and that's where she's going to say hi to her little baby and greet us every morning. Isn't that nice? Isn't the universe nice? So I gave $1,000, and that scared me, because $1,000 for me is so much money. I was like, I can't afford to lose $1,000. But I believed in what I wanted. I believed in my dream. So I said, okay. Because so far, I was okay. They were telling me I was okay. Unless something wacky happened, the house I wanted, I was okay. So I had to keep going through the process and giving them only what they asked for. I wasn't trauma dumping. I wasn't scared and trying to convince the universe to give it to me. I was just going with the flow. I had put it out there, my desire, and I was just following my instinct and going with the flow. And I wasn't giving in to the doubt, which showed itself already. Hey, lady, got no money. Bugger off. And then I got it. When they told me, I had to call them back and say, did I really get it? Well, right now everything looks good. They never commit to the final. But they said, yeah, pretty much. Don't go buy anything, because then your credit will go down and then you're buggered. You're in that little level. I cried. Because I knew Jesus was good to me. I had followed my heart. I was thirsty, and I listened, and I went with the flow, and I never doubted. Even when doubt smacked me in the head and said, lady, you're broke ass, I never doubted. I didn't like it. I felt like a real loser. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even have money. But I never doubted. I just kept going for what I wanted. Isn't that nice? So how do you manifest? You start listening to your desires. You put them in your head. You play with them. You daydream about your desires. I'd like to move houses. I'd like to own a house that's brand new and mine. I'd like a house that doesn't take so many electric bills and gas bills and trash bills. I like that. I want that life. I don't want to put I don't want everybody to take from me. If I don't want to use it, I don't want to pay for it. I want that life. So decide. Just decide. Claim your desire. Toy with it. Make it fresh. Play with it in your head. Oh, that'd be so nice. Wouldn't that be so nice? And then when doubt hits, doubt comes in a physical form. It's never the, oh, you can't do it. It's physical. It's no, lady, you're broke. It's no, you can't have the money from the bank. It's no, you can't open up a store. That's stupid. It's no, no, no. That's doubt. Doubt is physical. And then a commitment. Do you really want this? Do you the universe, are you sure you want this? Put down $1,000. Are you sure? Are you sure you want that store? Are you sure? Put down some money. Go get the build out. Are you sure? And you gotta just jump in and say, I might lose my money, but I'm gonna give it everything, because it's all fluff. What's important is in what's in here, what's in here. You get to decide. That's it. And now I've got my house, and it's beautiful. And I see the little bird. He's ready to build a little nest, have his little, what do you call, egg. He's got an egg there waiting for it to hatch. I hear the birds, the fresh air, oh my God. There was a full moon last night, and I opened the window, and it was beautiful. And when you get your manifestation, and you will get it if you follow these steps: desire, honing in, toying, playing, reliving the idea, going after it. Only if you're inspired, only if you're thirsty. Go get that water when you're thirsty. Go make that call when you want. And when doubt comes, don't entertain it. Say, oh, okay, doubt. Somebody else will. Okay? And always give thanks. Always give thanks. I took a moment and I cried and I said, thank you, universe. Because I was going down the street, I was driving, and I saw this bikie. I love bikies. I love seeing them on the free road. That is ultimate freedom for me, just the symbolism. And I was pumping up my music, and it was all country, and I was like, wow, this is my life. Thank you. Thank you to me. Thank you to me. Thank you to Jesus for inspiring me, and the universe for conspiring with me. I hope this helps.